Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on another concealer. This is the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. And I have reviewed their foundation and I will have that foundation review listed down below in my description box. I did pick this up at Ulta. This does retail for $9. It's supposed to be creamy, radiant, a vegan formula infused with vitamin E, customizable coverage, it's to match the Born to Glow foundation, which is great because then you don't have to look too far deep into it. The cool thing about this concealer is that it comes with this built-in puff. As you guys can see right here, I feel like some people are either gonna hate it or love it. This is great because you can easily go in and kind of blend it out with the little puff. It's also really good because it says that it makes it easier for you not to like have a lot of mess. And it lets you dab, blend, and beautify on the go. So I picked this up in the shade, does this tell me the shade? Oh, right here, True Beige. So we're gonna see how this does. Okay. So I got this shade because you guys know I like a really bright under eye. So I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. sponge. It does have a little bit of a scent, but it's very light. I think it's the vitamin E. Whenever I try products with vitamin E, I find myself having like a little scent moment in there. I feel like the coverage is really good, but I don't know if you guys are seeing, it's kind of like clinging onto my foundation a little bit, which is weird because typically I feel like when I use a more hydrating concealer, I tend to not have these type of issues. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Kylie Beige powder and just set like right where I crease. I don't want to like set the whole thing because the whole purpose of this concealer is to be more so of a radiant finish. And I have to say, first impressions, I feel like this concealer is radiant, but it covers. Like you guys saw, that coverage was good. I feel like also when I first applied it, it looked a little too yellow like I mentioned, but I feel like now that it's kind of setting into the skin, it looks just fine. I like that like yellow banana-y brightening effect. See, I really targeted this top area because that's where I have creasing issues and that's where I wanted to bake. So I just put it up here and then whatever I had left, I kind of dragged it downwards. So I did mention also that I felt like down here it was separating. Definitely set into the skin, but I feel like right in this area, you can kind of see a little bit of separation. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I used too much concealer. So on this side, we're gonna do the same thing, except this time I'm gonna go in with a little bit less. Maybe you need less to get that good finish. It's nice and creamy, and you guys can see that pigmentation is good. So now we're gonna be taking our, look, I swear I always have these issues. I just found a lash stuck on my Blendiful. I'm gonna be taking my Blendiful, and I'm going to be going on this side and seeing what happens. So I used much less product here, mainly just so that it can target this top area. I like how precise this is. Typically I like doe foot applicators for concealer, but I don't mind this little tip. I feel like it's really nice and it feels very soft on the under eye. You always wanna make sure that whatever you're using to apply your concealer is soft because the layer on your under eye is like the thinnest layer. I feel like for me right now, if you want it to look more natural, then I would probably go in with less product. Like you guys saw me go in on this side. I just went in with 2 little swipes of it. And I feel like it's very easy to go in light and build upon with this type of applicator because you have full control on how much you want to pump out onto the little tip. So it's not one of those things where you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be so heavy-handed on it. No, like you have control on how you can squeeze this so it comes out the right way. So that definitely was a more light coverage. We're gonna see if there's a big difference once we remove the powder. Let me dust this away. I don't need to leave it on for too long. Ooh, that looks nice. So you guys can definitely tell the difference right away. This side looks more so natural. When I say natural, is it doesn't look like a lot of coverage, and this side looks way more covered. You guys can really tell that this side is super brightened up. For me, like I just mentioned, I prefer this type of brightening effect. I want my under eyes to be super bright for the day, especially because I want to look like I'm ready for the day. I don't want to look tired whatsoever. I feel like either with the blendable or with the sponge, it applies great. That's pretty much what we have going on right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to come back and give you guys my first initial thoughts and change out of my PJs, and then I'll be seeing you guys in a little bit. I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup. All the details will be listed down below in my description box, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. So I have to say, I really like how this looks. I feel like it's set so nicely. I had no issues afterwards when I was applying blush, highlighter, etc. On my under eye. It looks absolutely fantastic. I did mention there was a little bit of separation right here, but it is completely perfect now. Like, it looks so good. But other than that, I'm really loving it. It really does feel really hydrating though. I forgot to mention that. Like, it feels good on the under eyes, and you guys know the under eyes always need that hydration, especially during this time of the year. So I'm really proud of how this is holding up thus far. Right now it is 9:11, so I will come back and show you guys where this day goes, but so far so good. So I'll see you guys later. I am back right now. It is 4 p.m. and I just want to come in and do a check-in of this concealer. I haven't even really looked at it until now, but this is the side where we went in with a little bit more product, and this is the side where we went in with a little bit less. What are our thoughts? So this is the other side. Excuse my large pores, but this concealer looks pretty smooth. This side looks smooth too. There's a little tiny bit more creasing on the light side than on the more full coverage side. That's pretty much what we have going on right now. So I'm just gonna continue the rest of my evening, and I will get back to you guys with my final thoughts at the end of the day. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so I'm back right now. It is 10:38 p.m. It's been quite a while since you last saw me. I think it was 4 p.m. the last time you guys saw me. But I wanted to come on here to finish off the day and talk about the NYX Born to Glow Concealer. So I automatically have to say I'm very impressed with how it's looking right now. It looks very in place. It looks great on my under eyes. It actually is holding up way better than the foundations that I have on my skin right now, which is a really positive thing, especially if you're somebody that just likes to wear concealer, no foundation, and wants something to spot conceal, to apply your under eyes, and you want it to be long wearing. I think this will definitely be a long wearing concealer. I have to say I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was going to be like my favorite, but I have to say for $9, this is a really, really good deal. And I really also like this tip. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it's so unique. I know there's a ton of companies that have done stuff like this, but I just like the fact that like it's so practical, you know what I mean? Now I do want to compare it to like a standard size concealer that I have. So let's compare it to the Makeup Revolution, which I have 0.45 ounces in here. This one has 0.17, so it has much less than what I typically get, but it's still a good amount. And I feel like even though it is more hydrating and radiant, I feel like this does give you good coverage. So that's another thing. When you guys saw how much coverage I got on this side when I went in a little bit more heavy-handed, and I was like impressed with that coverage. The pigmentation was fantastic. So if you're somebody that has dry under eyes and you're looking for a concealer that's going to hydrate, that's going to give you that radiant finish, then you're definitely going to love this Born to Glow concealer. I think this is definitely worth it. So go check this out. I found this at Ulta. Yeah, those are pretty much all my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And if you guys want to see any other videos, leave your requests down below so I know what to review next. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you to become a member for me here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. While you're at it, make sure you hit that notification bell, because that will make sure that every time that I upload, you get that little bling. So go ahead and do those two things and give this video a big thumbs up. And I love you guys so much. I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.